I'm going to bring this back so you can see it, what we're working on. So we're going to be working on the bracket right here. So I'm going to squish this down so we can see it. Pull this over, pull this down. So when we're looking at this bracket, and it's this little triangular piece here with a block sticking out of it. So basically what I want to do is I'm going to create this rectangle at the bottom and I'm going to extrude up. So if I'm looking at this, then I need a base that is 6 by 12.75. So I'm going to push this over. So I'm going to draw on this face 6 by 12.75. So I'm going to start my sketch and I'm going to create a rectangle, a 2-point rectangle. It first starts off, if you look on the screen when I pull this over, it says select a plane or planar face. I'm going to start on the top plane. When I do that, I'm just going to click, left click, and start pulling. Notice the blue highlighted area numbers. I'm going to type in, we want it 6, and then I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to type in 12.75. And I'm going to hit enter. That allows me to draw, and I'm just using my scroll button to draw, to zoom in and out. That allows me to draw a 6 by 12.75. Now, I'm going to use the view cube up here to look at it from an isometric view. Now, in AutoCAD, I usually used multiple viewports. So I only have one viewport here showing. I could come down here and say, okay, I want to see, and I'm just left clicking, multiple viewports. And I could do it this way instead of using the view cube. I'm going to try using the view cube here and not the multiple viewports. So I am going to click on left click and then just do a single viewport. Now, I'm zooming out with my mouse, and what I need to do next is I clicked on create and I'm going to extrude. Now, the height of this object, oops, I lied. Let's go back. I misspoke. It is not 12. The height is 12.75. The base is 9.375. So I need to change that. So that, I'm going to go back to the top, and that 12, if I double click on it, and that's all I did, I'm going to hit escape so you can see it. I'm going to double click on the text, and I'm going to type in 9.375. All right. Once you have dimensions associated with an object, you can actually double click on them. I can double click on this one and I can say 3. Double click on it again and I can type 6. And I go back to my home view and there's my object. Now I need to extrude it 12.75. So I'm going to click on create and I'm going to click on extrude. And now what it does is it says, all right, you've selected this panel. So I just left clicked on it, and the distance that I want to type in, I can either type it here or here, doesn't matter. I'm going to type 12.75. So zoom out. So there is my solid box. Now, I actually have, if I'm looking at this, I need to get rid of and hollow out the sides. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create another box from the top down. So, and here's what you need to know, is the width of the bracket is 0.375 all the way around. So I am going to click on my sketch. I'm going to click on another rectangle, 2 points, and I am going to work on the top surface. When I work on the top, I am just going to draw a box from here to here. Now, when I'm looking at this, there's my rectangle. I'm going to click back on top, but I told you I need this width to be 0.375. So I'm going to go over here to sketch, and I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to go to sketch dimension. Click on sketch dimension, and I'm going to click the top line and this line, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to type in 0.375, and it moves exactly as I need it. I'm going to click on this line, the outer edge, type in 0.375. Click on this line, outside line, pull it to the right, pick a point, and type in 375. So when I say pick a point, I'm actually just left clicking. Now, I have got this bounded by 0.375s, and this edge is all the way to the end. Now, the next thing that I need is I need to take it down all the way to the bottom minus a 0.375. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to extrude this object. So I'm going to click on create and I'm going to extrude. Now, I'm going to select this object here. See how it goes gray? I'm going to select it, and instead of it going up, I can pull this down, and notice that it starts saying negative. So I'm going to say negative 12.375. Remember, the entire thing was 12.75, and if I want the base of it to be 0.375, then it's just the simple math of subtracting that out. And I click enter. So going the opposite direction in extrude command means it's a subtraction. All right, the next thing that I need to do is I need to take out some of the side. So, and here's my picture. So I need to cut out this rectangular piece, but I need a triangular piece in there. So I'm going to do it in 2 steps. So the first thing is I need to know how wide this area is. So this width here, this entire width is 1.5, and this width here is 1.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my sketch, and I'm going to click a rectangle, a 2-point rectangle, and it asks me, what plane do you want to work on? I want to work on this plane here. So I'm just going to click here, and I'm pulling my mouse to the left, and I'm going to click again. Now, I don't know what this dimension in between these 2 lines are, nor do I know them here. But what I can do is pull down my sketch and say, sketch dimension, click on this blue line, click on this outside line, pull it up, and type in 1.5. Do the same thing here. Click here, there, pull it out to the side, left click, and type in 1.5. And there we go. Now, I can go back to my home, and now I'm going to come up to create, and I'm going to extrude. So I'm going to extrude this rectangle here, see how it goes gray, pick on it, and I don't even care what the distance is. I'm just pulling it so it's going to subtract out. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, here's something that I do want to show you. When we popped up, notice over here it now has bodies. This is considered a body. But to create a body, we have to have multiple sketches. Notice how the light bulb is off. If I turn on the light bulb, you'll actually see all the sketches that I used to create this object. All right. Now, the next part that I have to do is now I'm going to work on the triangles, that little wedge piece for the next part.